Part 2. There will be a time where you will fight someone who just doesn't give up, who just doesn't quit, and the only way you can stop them is to literally break every bone in their body, especially their neck, because that kind of is the central plane of how everything operates in the human body. So if you're amongst one of these people who are like me, who, no, giving up is not an option, I have to stop you, or you're going to stop me on some level or another, it's more than likely that I'm going to be that never say die black guy that you're either going to have to put a bullet in my head or you're going to have to break every bone in my body and pray like hell that I become crippled for life. Because if I can heal, I can kill. Alright? Now, I know you're all thinking, well, James, that's kind of cruel and unusual. I say, well, let me tell you something. What I was taught in infantry is far beyond what I'm telling you right now. But I was a fighter before I ever joined the military, so, the military only just made me more dangerous. You have moments in your life where you will have conflict. And if you have conflict, you have to have enough control to know when to stop beating the holy fucking shit out of people, because if you don't, you go into the vertical bars. And most likely you go into the vertical bars for life. So I have a habit of telling people before we get anything started, I give them that opportunity. Like, look, we can diffuse this shit. I'm going home. And if they don't let me go home, then everything that happens to them is kind of their fault. Because I tell them, look, I don't want to hurt you. I know Kung Fu. Back the fuck off. Let me go. It's done. I'm not coming after you. Now, there's always someone who just wants to be that guy. Who just wants to see if your skills and your mouth match. It wants to be that guy who says, oh, this guy ain't shit. He can't beat my ass. He can't beat his ass out of a wet pepper bag with holes in it. Okay, rule number one that all martial artists teach you. You don't ever underestimate anyone. You don't doubt yourself, but you don't overestimate yourself. You don't think that you can beat everybody. Just know that you can handle yourself and hope like hell that everything you've learned, you can utilize. And there are a lot of fight, kicks, punches, and shit that no matter where you are, that they're reserved straight for the movies. Because in real life, a tornado kick can actually get you fucked up. If you miss, you're done. You miss, your balls to the wall, you're in the air, and if you do a tornado kick and someone ducks that bitch and catches you with a good one, right in the testicles, your fight's over. It's pretty much a done deal. You go for a reverse tornado kick and they sidestep and catch your leg and slam your ass to the ground. There are a lot of movie kicks that you can only use in the movies. There are a lot of kicks in real fights that I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, I have never used a tornado kick on anyone. I have never used a reverse tornado kick on anyone outside of practice and training. Because in real life, you're not going to get that opportunity unless you're exceptionally quick. And most of the time, people don't make that kind of mistake. If the guy is groggy, like you done busted him up, he's like halfway down, opportunity right there. Tornado kick the shit out of that motherfucker. Or jumping, spinning back kick, or helicopter kick, or propeller kick, or whatever the hell you want to call it, it's still a jumping, spinning back kick. Or a turning round back kick. Nothing that I can demonstrate right now. But if you watch some of my old videos, you'll figure out what the fuck I'm talking about. But if the guy is like down, he's on his feet, his eyes are glazed over, he's going to sleep, then you got the opportunity to finish him off with one of those fancy ass kicks that you see in the movies and TV. In real life, one of those fancy kicks may put you down. So I tell you, like I would tell anyone else, you want to stick to your basics. Front kicks, side kicks, jumping front kick. Now, anything involving your body leaving the ground can be hazardous to your health. Alright? Because if you overextend or if you launch and this guy's prepared and he's been a martial artist just like you and y'all both have never met and you guys are fighting like Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, one of you is going to go down. Because one of you is going to make an error in judgment. And that error in judgment will cost you the fight. You could probably beat that guy 7 ways from Sunday. Any given day of the week. Except that day. And on that day, that error in judgment would be the thing that makes sure okay, this guy, he could have took me any time. And this, you got lucky. I had a sparring match with a guy who lives in New York who was my cousin's best friend. His name is Daryl or Dow, whatever the fuck the fucking bitch nigga name is. No, I'm not calling him out. I don't give a damn. He won a sparring match, and he never fought me again. Which clearly indicated that he couldn't beat me, but that day. That day he won. That day he had a whole cheering squad. But the day that he didn't have a cheering squad, he wouldn't fight me. For 7 days I hounded this motherfucker. So, I'll be honest with you. I was a little mad that I lost. Sore sport. I grew over it, and I got over it. But the thing is, every time that someone else started this shit, they always threw him in my face. Like, yeah, that's why Daryl beat your ass. Daryl beat your ass. Okay. It was a sparring match, and we didn't really fight. And I said, now, so a month or a year or two go by, and my cousin loses his life. This guy, well, I'm at work, but my cousin does what he does. And everybody who's always been with him do what they do. But none of them were properly prepared for that night. This guy comes from New York at the funeral. Instead of jumping on the guys who were with him when this shit happened, he decides he wants to jump on me. So, where were you in all this? Motherfucker, I have 2 jobs. I was at work, while all you wannabe gangster motherfuckers were right fucking there. But he's jumping on my ass. He doesn't think about the guys who were right there when my cousin passed away. He don't think about the guys in the incident that was going on. And I'm calling it all this shit because I don't want to put any names or hurt anybody's feelings and shit, because the truth of the matter is, my black ass was at work. I'd been there, I'd probably be dead too. But these motherfuckers were supposed to be badasses. Alright? I'm not a badass. But the bad don't fuck with me, because if I'm going, you're coming with me. Now, he gets to the church, starts chewing me out 7 ways from Sunday. 7 ways from Sunday, he's telling me all kinds of shit he's going to do to me. And I'm like, look, man, we on holy ground. And I was a favorite fan of the Highlander. I would love to have my own Highlander show. But that ain't happening. But if it does, you guys will be the first to know. Netflix, hint, give me a show. Anyway, Marvel, give me a show. Anyway, so he jumps on my shit, and I'm like, all right, I tell you what, this time we're going to fucking fight for real. I live at 512 Rougemont. I'm going home to change my clothes right now. Bring your bitch ass from New York, and let's do this. So I sat outside for 5 hours. Maybe 6 hours, but it's 5 to 11 o'clock, yeah. So I sat outside for like 6 hours. Because 5 plus 6 is 11. So the funeral was over at 3. I got home and changed my clothes at about 4:45. Pulled out one of those chairs like they have on wrestling and sat in my front yard and waited for this ass fucker to show up, because he talked all that fucking shit at church. All of it. He never came home to fight me. He went straight to New York. After I left the church, he left the church. So I might be a bitch nigger, but I'm a bitch nigga that can take an ass whooping and give just as good as I can take. So you have to be able to take an ass whooping as good as you can give one. Otherwise, this shit does not work for you. If you can give an ass whooping but can't take an ass whooping, I advise you not to get into any fights. The moral of the story is, he never came back to fight me. And he made it, they were always teasing me and telling me how he made it big in ISK kickboxing and all this bullshit. I was like, yeah. But see, the thing is, you can make it big and leave your past behind you. But there's always that one guy that you did not go back and fight. You won that one sparring match. It wasn't real. And then you talked all that jazz and then carried your ass back to New York. So, what does this say about you? Most of the time, look, I'm not afraid to take an ass whooping. It ain't the first time I've had my ass beat. My big sister used to beat my ass all the time. But when it came to fighting other people in the streets, I wasn't touchable. That's the whole reason why they got this guy in the first place, because they couldn't beat me. But they always kept throwing this shit in my face. Daryl beat your ass, Daryl beat your ass, Daryl beat your ass. Why don't you man up and try it your motherfucking self? That cut the conversation short really fucking quickly. Because a lot of motherfuckers that talk shit can't back their shit the fuck up. So they want to pick on you. I've been bullied all of my life. From grade school to high school. Not in college, but from grade school to high school. Because I guess when you get to college, some people tend to have grown up a little bit. And some people don't. But they haven't come across me bullying me in college. But in high school and in grade school and middle school, I got bullied from fucking first grade to the 12th grade. Excuse me. Yeah, 12th grade. Because the last person bullied me was a little white guy named Maskinarski. And if it wasn't for Gordy Hay, I would assassinate that little blonde motherfucker. and his little female sidekick named Xavier Gray. I haven't forgotten you guys, but I'm over it. I forgive you. But the concept is simple. Don't pick a fight that you can't win, for one. And don't pick a fight with a guy who lives, eat, and breathe, and sleep fighting. That's me. All I think about is fighting. Besides titties, I think about fighting all the time. I'm sorry if that was offensive, but it's the truth. And the thing is, if you can't take a beating, you probably shouldn't dish it out, because a motherfucker that's tougher than you can take a beating all day long, and they just need that one opportunity to put your ass to sleep. Alright? Now, I've never been leaked. I've never been hit hard enough to leak in a fight that I was actively participating in. I have leaked when I was driving someone who stole someone else's van, and they cut my eye when they hit my glasses and broke them into my face. Alright? Then I got arrested because the van was stolen and I was driving it. I didn't steal the van, but it's just the same principle. So, like I said, it's better to be tougher than stronger. Strength is very important, but tougher is much better. Because if you can take an ass whooping, then you can give just as good as you can take it, you got to be able to give it. And some people can give but can't take. All right? So, as I've learned in my 43 years of life, not everybody, as bad as they say they are as bad as they say they are. I don't have a problem taking an ass whooping. I've never claimed to be a badass. People assume I'm a badass, and you can assume whatever you want. I'm going to tell it like it is. I may win. I might not. It's just that simple. Either I'm going to win or I'm going to lose. I have to take that loss if I have to take that loss. It's just going to be something that I'm going to have to deal with. Now, as far as that sparring match went, when you hound somebody for 7 days that whooped your ass, I don't know about y'all, but I'm old school. If you beat my ass before, it shouldn't be a problem for you to beat my ass again. It really shouldn't be, And I should give you what you asked for, I had a guy like me who I won in the sparring match who would keep coming back. So maybe that's where I got it from, to prove that it was like that one-shot deal. Well, the guy that was after me, I proved to him that no, you really just couldn't beat me. And that solved that problem. After the second time, it was like, all right, I got to the point, I was like, all right, fuck it. Give him what he wants. And like I said to the guy that I was after, if you beat me before, you should be able to beat me again. Probably even worse. But that shit never happened until my cousin passed away and the motherfucker came back from New York and started raising all holy hell. Alright? Like I said, if you could beat me before, you wouldn't jump in a car and ride on off and never come back. But yet everybody's picking on me, oh yeah, such and such nigga beat your ass. And then you have to get real with these people and like, well, let's see you try. And I'm one of these people, straight up and down. I've never had to get anybody to fight my bites, except in the case of if I had to fight a girl. It is against my honor and my beliefs that a man should ever have to hit a woman. Now, I will say that my policy has since then changed. But from middle school to grade school to high school, I've only hit one girl in my lifetime who wasn't kin to me. And I busted her lip, and her name was Christy something or another. But she, in turn, called me a nigger. So, yeah, I had new martial arts, and I had no self-control or self-discipline at the time. So I do apologize for hitting her, but I don't apologize for hitting her because at the time, she needed to be hit in the mouth. You don't go around calling people niggers. I don't give a flying fuck who you are. That's just not something that was appropriately triaged, apparently, in her family. And I was like in the 4th or the 3rd grade when this shit happened. I don't give a damn if she don't forgive me, because at the time, I'm pretty much everyone who's watching this can agree with me that I was in the right. She should not have called me a nigger, and I'm gonna have to make a 3rd video, and I'm sorry, because this thing's almost 15 minutes long. But when she said it, it was like reflex. I never thought whatever happened. All I know was bip, and there was blood on my knuckles. And when I realized what happened, she was crying, and I had to go to the office. And I had a good principal, and he had to coach it out of me, because I was like, I'm just gonna have to go on and get the suspension, because I've never been in trouble in school in my life, except for like maybe a couple of times, and that was like the very first time I've been in trouble in school. And he's like, well, why did you hit her? You've never been in trouble in school since you've been here. Why did you hit her? And I didn't really know how to express to him that, yo, she straight up called me a nigger. And so within 15 minutes of him talking to me, I told him why I did it. And within that, Mr. Garrett, thank you. You sent my black ass on back to class. Then I couldn't go ride the bus home because we had to stay home because there had to be a parent-student-teacher conference doohickey in which we were separated. And that's probably like the one time my mom actually came to school and was kind of mad until she found out what I did and why I did it. And then she wasn't mad anymore. But you know, when these things happen, again, you have to be able to take as good as you can get. And I'm sure you're all thinking, what does this have to do with martial arts? I was a martial artist when I did it. It was like one of my one shameful acts. So by the time I got to high school, I had learned, you know, women is a gift from God, and you're not supposed to put your hands on them outside of making love to them and providing that they consent to that. So when I had the issue with the girl that I had mentioned earlier, I had 2 female cousins that liked to fight. I sent them after her. Outside of that, as far as guys are concerned, yo, I handled that my damn self. So, you know, in the long run, I'm going to wind up making a 3rd video because this thing is 16 minutes and some change. So I'll be seeing you really soon.